Welcome. It's officially July 7th, 2019. UFC 239 just went down. It was phenomenal. A lot of finishes, a lot of knockouts, and man, a lot of impressive performances. Welcome to Swaze Combat, Episode 1. Alright, let's get it started. Man. Alright, so the first impressive fight, Edmund Shabazz versus Jack Marshman. Phenomenal performance by the 21-year-old, one of the youngest on the roster. Man, undefeated. Definitely has to crack into top 15 next. He deserves a top 15 opponent, you know. Then after that, top 10, top 5, and so forth. Title shot, you know. The middleweight division is really getting stacked. You got a lot of action going on in that. Man, that guy is well-rounded, and he's really adapted since training as a kid. I know some kids get really run down, but he's just hit a stride, and he's far from his prime. At 21 years old, the sky's the limit. Which brings me up to another 21-year-old who was actually born 1 month before, Yadong Song from China. What a knockout, man. Alejandro Perez is no joke. He's tough. I mean, when's the last time you seen that guy get rocked in a fight? I mean, not too often. He's probably been rocked once or twice, and been dropped once or twice, but that guy's always in a fight. Man. That shot he hit him with, he was out cold. There was no need for any extra shots. That was something else. Man, what a performance. Chito Vera versus Noelin Hernandez. What a fight that was. Noelin Hernandez is from AKA, American Kickboxing Academy. Young fighter, promising. He's a former pro boxer, a couple bouts, and pro boxing. He has some pretty good hands, which he showed. His ground and pound's pretty ferocious. He was tagging Chito Vera on the ground with his ground and pound. Really good. But Chito kept his composure, He kept moving. Next round, he adjusts. He just goes for the kill right away. He just seek and destroy. And Noelin probably should have kept it on the ground instead of letting him stand up, But man, that was a pretty good performance. I'd like to see Chito Vera fight a top 15 next. He deserves it, That was a pretty good performance, man. See what he has next, what he got in store. Arnold Allen. Young kid. Man. He put a showing against Gilbert. Gilbert was, he was bringing the war in the first round. He started getting tagged. And like I've seen in a lot of other fights, if you're getting tagged and you don't respond, you just keep getting hit and you keep getting out of range. You keep overthinking and you just slip into a mud puddle, As the fight gets deeper, it gets steeper for you and you drown. And that's basically what happened. He just kept throwing punches, landing really good shots. Gilbert is not the same. Maybe he wants to contemplate retirement. I definitely would if I were him. He already was talking about retiring. Chiesa, he put on a pretty good performance. Like to see him fight a really top tier opponent next. Vicente Luque, I think that'll be a good fight if he wins his next fight. Jan Blachowicz. Wow. Luke was really overconfident in that fight. He definitely was. He underestimated him like he did Bisping. Jan is no joke. It took everything of Alexander Gustafsson to beat him. He took the whole distance. And I think the fight should have been stopped after that first knockdown. If I was Henry Hooft, I would have threw in the towel, man. He took a massive left, went down, and took a couple, 2 or 3 more on the ground, which I think were unnecessary too. And that's all she wrote. Jan stamped his place in the top 5, Let's see who he faces next. There's 205 is getting really interesting. You got a lot of contenders coming up, you know what I'm saying? So, just be on the lookout for that. Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren. 5-second knockout. Fastest in UFC history. Wow. That was like... That had to have been knockout of the year. I mean, he just broke the record. Ben Askren didn't see that coming at all. I guess he thought they were going to touch gloves, or I don't know what he thought, but as soon as George was in the air, he looked and he just went for the takedown right away. And he, went right into it. That was pretty brutal. Man, George, 2 brutal knockouts in a row. He definitely is a contender. If I was Dana, I would just put him against Usman. I mean, that speaks for itself. That's a performance of a lifetime. That's a life's work right there. From backyard brawls to professional fighting. Amanda Nunes. What do I say? Goat, goat, goat. Women's goat. I believe she should fight Caitlin Vera next. After that, you don't really got anybody. Might have one. You might squeeze one contender, but I think if she beats Caitlin, I think she should fight Valentina Shevchenko in the rematch. 2 really close fights. I thought Valentina won the first fight. And John Jones versus Thiago Santos. That was a pretty good fight. John looking for what he's always looking, front kicks, side kicks to the leg, side kicks to the knee, spinning back kicks, spinning back elbows. He didn't really land those a ton, but he put up a pretty good performance. Thiago, he came with some heat. He tagged John with some straight punches. In the first round, he was really tagging John with those leg kicks. Second round, he didn't do it too much. Third round, he did it a little bit. And then in the other rounds, I believe he picked it up a little bit more than the rounds before that. And Thiago, he put on a good showing. He landed those punches, those kicks. He dodged a lot of Jones' techniques. What's next for Thiago? Me personally, I like to see him fight Anthony Smith in a rematch. And that's it, folks. And thank you for the time. I'm Swaze. This is Swaze Combat. I'm out.